During the Blitz, the famous Nazi air raids of London during World War II, Annabel Hofer was born in the back of an ambulance.
I spent most of my life going to either public or private schools in England until the war was over. My mom joined the LDS Church over there, and when I was 9 years old, we came to the United States. She left all her family, which was a lot. She's the 17th of 20 children. So she left everybody over there and came over here to a new country and a new world. We sailed over on the Queen Elizabeth, and I remember I just ran all over the boat because Mom was sick. She was seasick, and so I had kind of the run of the boat. So I was in the pool, and it was a joyous time. And the thing I remember most about that was coming into New York Harbor and seeing the Statue of Liberty for the first time. It was just really great.
In her new home in Utah, she lived mostly in the Ogden area and attended local schools. At age 18, she attended Weber College with hopes of becoming a nurse, but she soon became engaged and she began raising her family. After several years of marriage, she chose to return to Weber with a renewed sense of purpose.
Well, the first time I came here, I was just young. I was only 18, 19, and I really didn't pay a lot of attention. But after I got my divorce and came back into teaching, I took it seriously. And I just remember how wonderful the people were, because I was 30 or a little older, and I just remember how wonderful the professors were, walking me through everything.
She earned a bachelor's degree in education, and she had to leave Utah to begin her teaching career.
I went to teach at Cokeville, Wyoming. It was a combination elementary, high school, just one building. Taught 3rd grade. And then it only lasted 2 years, and then we came down to Utah. And after we came back here, there were no teaching jobs available at the time, so I worked as an ER register up at the old St. Ben's. And I worked there for about 2 years, and then I got a teaching job at Lincoln Elementary and stayed there for 22 years in the same grade, in the same classroom. That's why the building kind of tilted my way. Teachers had to be pack rats.
Despite her love of teaching, she agreed to end her teaching career in order to keep a promise to her mother.
I left Lincoln when my mom died. She had asked me if I would, kind of go into the foundation, and my brother had called and asked me, he said, will you, give up teaching and come into the foundation and take over our education programs here.
As a program administrator at the Swanson Foundation, Annabel used her decades of classroom experience to develop programs that she believed would make the biggest impact on children. She thought of a reading incentive program she called the Rainbow Express Bus.
So I approached my brother about it, and he said, that sounds like a great idea, let's try it. So we bought a bus, we had it remodeled inside, we painted it, and it's been going ever since, and it's just growing and growing. It's just basically a rolling toy store. There's all kinds of toys in it. And we take it to the schools twice a year. The children have to make a reading goal. And I have one school that has gone from about 10% the first year to almost 80% this past year of the kids getting on the bus. So that tells me it must be doing something.
She's involved in many programs that benefit children and teens, like a school warehouse program where disadvantaged kids can receive specific school supplies they need. And she recently returned from Mongolia on a humanitarian project for the Swanson Foundation. As she looks back on her lifetime dedicated to education, Annabel can now reflect upon how being an educator has affected her life.
Well, teaching and learning is just something I've always loved to do. Even when I was a child, I was playing that. I was playing teacher and trying to do those kind of things. I just loved looking at the child, and I would be teaching the child, and all of a sudden the light goes on in their eyes, and you got through to them.
Annabel spends less time working at the foundation lately, but that doesn't mean she isn't keeping busy with family and community efforts. Through it all, she is eager to express her gratitude for her good fortune.
Well, I'm grateful that I have my family, for one thing, that is growing by leaps and bounds. I'm grateful for my brother, who gave me the opportunity and called me and asked me to come and help him in the foundation to be able to do all these things.
In the finest tradition of Louis W. Shurtleff, Master Educator and First Leader at Weber, we recognize Annabel Hofer for her lifetime of service to education.